Hey guys, and welcome back. I have a new adventure for us today on the channel, which is that I found an interesting Razz hand to talk about from my live poker game yesterday, and hoping we can learn a little something here together because this was a spot where I really didn't know what to do. And this happens to me a decent amount playing Razz and stud games, and when I find myself in these situations, I try to write down all the details that I can remember and get home and come to trusty ProPokerTools Odds Oracle, which is an incredibly powerful tool that is freely available online right now. The license key is open for free on his website, and you can use it to get the answers to all sorts of questions. But today we're going to look at a Razz situation that I've set up here, and I'll just go through the hand history a little bit for you. It was a live 200-400 game. The board was particularly not scary, so I had an 8 showing, and the villain in this hand had an 8 showing, and outside of us there was just a single 5, a 10, and 3 face cards, queen, queen, king. So I completed with 8-5-3, which is always a good feeling, by the way, when you actually have a decent hand in this spot, because this is definitely a spot where I'd be stealing pretty wide. And it is worth noting to me that I do have a duplicated 5 with the 5 out there, otherwise I might have considered a limp, but just throwing that out there. The 5 folded, the 10 folded, and the other 8 2-bet me. The queen, 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 king folded, and I decided to call. And I could consider 3-betting here, but this guy's just going to have a solid range as well, so it's sort of a flipping situation. And in this situation, I decided to just call. On 4th Street, I caught a jack and he caught a 10, so he caught, obviously, a situation where, he's claiming the stronger range on 3rd Street, and now he catches a slightly better card, so it's just a 100% bet spot for him. And obviously, with my hand, it's a 100% call. So, not interesting yet. Now, on 5th Street, he catches a 7 for a board of 8, 10, 7. And I catch a 6. So a very good card for my hand as I improve to an 8-6 draw with the jack made. And for what it's worth, I thought that there was a decent chance that he could pair his 7 in this situation. And he bet. And a lot of times this does happen. I believe in theory he's definitely supposed to mix in this situation. He does want to bet a lot of his hands here. Obviously I can pair the 6 and he'd really like me to get me to fold if that's the case. But I thought at game speed that I was going to be the favorite here, even against his legit hands. And so once he bet, I decided to raise. And then something strange happened, which is that he 3-bet me. And this is only strange because typically when you get a Razz hand between two experienced players, they both know who the favorite is. And in this case, we had a clear disagreement about who the favorite was. And we disagreed by our betting, right? I mean, I'm claiming that my draw to an 8-6 draw here in this situation is the favorite. I'm also sort of saying you can pair your 7, so I can just kind of go for it here with a pair of 6s sometimes. But when he 3-bets, he's saying, no, I don't have a pair of 7s. I have 2 good ones in the hole, and I have a made 10, and I think I'm the favorite. And then I didn't know what to do, because I really wasn't sure if I was the favorite or not, and it was a sizable amount of money to be wrong about. This is an aggressive player, and this sometimes happens in Razz, where both players feel that they know the equity of the situation and want to keep piling money in. And I stopped. I just decided to just call the 3-bet, thinking I must have be wrong about the situation. And bricked on 6 and made an 8-6 low on the river, and he check called and I won. So not particularly interesting. If we want to be a little results oriented, I could have got more money in on 5th Street. Who knows how many bets he would have gone. If I was confident in my read here, then I should be pretty happy to go all in and push an edge. And the question I'm posing to you guys before I click the magic button in ProPokerTools where we run this range is, was I right? Because I really didn't know at the time, and this is my homework for the day, and I'm excited to look this up. Just so you guys know the syntax here, 6 minus 6 minus means 2 cards, 6 and lower, and it's in parentheses, so it means that they can't be paired. So this is like just a very legitimate range of 2 good starting cards. He can never have a pair, so all of his hands here are made 10-8 lows. And my hand is just my hand, because there's no need to run my range. And here we go. I'm going to click the start button, and we're going to look, and we're going to see that I was, in fact, 57.5%, which is a pretty substantial edge to pass up, especially if my opponent is going to continue raising. In a live game, there is no cap heads up in a cash game. Theoretically, we could have gone all in for, many, many, many bets here. And if you can put all your money in with a decent bankroll as a 7.5% favorite, you're going to do very well in gambling. So yeah, I mean, I'm a little disappointed in myself that I didn't trust my instinct, because I did feel that when I initially raised that my 8-6 draw here would be a favorite against a made 10-8-7. But after he 3-bet me, I sort of started thinking, well, maybe I'm misremembering it, because this guy seems like he knows what he's doing, and I just didn't trust it. But looking at this, it's very clear that I made a pretty big error to not put in more action. Yeah. So, and the other thing, we can tinker around with this, and there's something I've been tinkering around with this for a little bit before making the video. And the thing that I thought was interesting was that I thought, well, what if he has a 9? Obviously, it's going to be worse for me, but now is he the favorite? And surprisingly enough, even if he has a 9-8-7 here, the answer is still no. I'm still a decent favorite here. So the conclusion we can draw from this is probably a decently broad one, which is that on Fifth Street, it doesn't particularly matter what my top card is. A very strong 4-card draw versus a weaker and inferior 4-card draw is basically always going to be the favorite. And obviously my jack here is irrelevant. We can make my jack a king and it shouldn't change the equity whatsoever. We can see that here. We can double check that. Yeah, the equity is exactly the same because obviously, so it really doesn't have anything to do with my 5th card. It's just the pure value of my 8-6 draw here, my 4-card low against his made hand when he has only the 8-7 draw underneath it. Notice that if we make his hand, here, let's go back real quick. I'm going to give him back my jack, and I'm going to give him his 10, and this time we're going to give him a 6. So now he's going to have the same type of hand as me, and I have to make these better, so we're going to assume that he doesn't pair. So now he has 5-5-, so he has only stronger hands. Now we're going to see that he's going to become the favorite, because now he has basically the same strength draw as me with a better made hand. And now we can see the equity shift drastically. So now for the first time, he is a substantial favorite here because he has the current best hand and effectively the same draw as I do, right? We both have an 8-6 draw to a strong hand. So that is indeed the rule of thumb. That's kind of what I thought it was before kind of wussing out at game speed. But you know, it's always a good reminder to look up these situations, and I thought I would just dive into ProPokerTools Odds Oracle today to show you guys some real basics for how you can look up Razz spots. You'd be surprised that, you know, many people are playing high-stakes mixed games and often are just guessing on the equities. I mean, this is stuff that's relatively easy to study and practice, but it's not particularly fun, and they don't come up all that often. Most times the boards are very clear, you know, which range is the favorite, and it's not a particularly difficult situation to figure out. But every now and then it's not, and it can make you a lot of money if you know these spots. So I'm glad I looked this up today. I'm disappointed in myself for the way that I played the hand, but, you know, live and learn. Let me know what questions you guys have. If you guys like seeing some stud work, I can do some other things in ProPokerTools Odds Oracle in future videos. But yeah, just a very basic introduction to an interesting Razz spot that I found from a real cash game hand yesterday. Talk to you guys in the comments. Let me know what you think. Thanks a lot.